So here's my Genie. This is the right hand side. It's 600, 1200, and 3000. I've taken the lid off. I'm pulling out the tray, and I've unscrewed the wheels and pull them off and set them aside, because now I can attach my trim saw attachment and get some pieces trimmed out. I'll be back in a second to show you how that fits together. So there's a stop on this side that goes against the edge and slides all the way back. So that's the sitting position for the tray for the water. There is a water break that goes on the end here. I need to fill it up with water. Got to get the intricacies here. I've got to slide the tray out before I can put the blade on. And screw it on, and then slide the tray back in place. And then the tray cover goes next. And then the splash guard goes on top of that. Kind of hard to do with only one hand. But as you can see, it sits in a little groove. Here we go. And it sits down, and now we're ready to start trimming out pieces of rock. So you gotta make sure you get enough water in here to at least cover some of the blade by 1/4 inch or so. And let's put the cover back in. Come on. There we go. And now I'm actually ready to start trimming out some pieces. Okay, let's fire this up. Cut and bound in the saw, so now I'm get a competition stone out of this piece of Brazilian agate. We'll see. So I just finished trimming up a bunch of pieces. These are all petrified wood from the same block, I guess, because it is a couple of different slabs. Here's a nice little piece of herringbone. I'm going to try and get a 30 by 40 cab out of that. It'll be close, we'll see. This is a piece of midnight lace obsidian, which you can't really see until you backlight it. There you go. I'm going to try a marquee with that one and kind of a modified marquee with this one. We'll see what happens to those. And then here's another couple pieces of petrified wood. It's got some nice banding in it. They're actually from the same slab, but the patterning within the wood changed abruptly right in the middle. This is something from Utah. I don't know the exact location, maybe Last Chance or something like that, but it's definitely some agate out of Utah. Do a 30 by 40 with that. Here's a little piece of turritella. Helps if I get it in focus. I think this is Wild Horse Picture Jasper. I'm just going to try a little teardrop with that. Here's a nice little piece of Luna agate. Not Laguna, Luna. It's not the greatest. There's a little too much white. The best stuff has white orbs in it. But hey, when it's the only thing you have, that's what you do. Here's a small piece of Mozarkite, which is Missouri flint. Here's a piece of amethyst sage. Not sure why this won't focus, but you can see it's got the definite amethyst in there and some dendrites running through it. There's a little offcut. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that, so I'll put it over with the rest of these. Here's a couple pieces of stromatolite from petrified algae. This was the same slab. Here's a nice piece of Mexican flame. This is a piece of Mexican rainbow obsidian. I've talked about this lumpy outside before. It's a little thick, so there's a lot of cutting to do on that. Here is a slab out of the middle of a Mexican coconut. It just kind of said, make me a heart, see what you can do with that. So that's what I'm working on there. Here's a big chunk of the ice blue polka dot. I cut it big enough that I can play with it a little bit and see what happens. Here's a smaller piece of the polka dot. This is Wonderstone. It's oversized for competition, but I'm just going to go with the initial shape and see what happens. If it trims down to less than 100 millimeters, then it can be competition. If not, it'll just be one big giant cow shot. this piece of Brazilian. It was a larger slab, and I decided I'm going to try and get a competition cabochon out of it. I measured right at 100 millimeters, so I'll make sure I get it at 100 or less so that it does qualify for competition stone. Here's a piece of petrified wood. It's good and thick. It's got some decent color patterns to it. I know, I tell everybody I hate petrified wood, but sometimes you gotta try. That'll be a free form. This is a piece of Regency Rose. It's got some weird shape to it, so I'll make the best out of it that I can based on, you know, this side will be too thin and so on. But I should be able to dig something out of there. Here is a piece of pigeon blade, and I'm not sure if it'll show, but this is out of Utah, and you can kind of see the blood spatter in there. It's just a chip, so I'll have to flatten one side of it and totally cut it from scratch. And then the rest of this is all offcuts. I'm not sure what you do with your offcuts, but when they're big enough, I save them for a while in case I get enthusiastic and do something else. Like that one's got some nice blue to it, so that could be a cabochon right there. Some of these are just big enough, but they don't appeal to me when the better part is here, you know. So that's what I was playing with in the shop today, and we'll see where they go from here.